So now we're going to go over some sleeping pads. We have two different ones. Nick uses one and I use one, and there's a lot of different products that we have that are different. So we can do a lot of comparisons about what we like and what we don't like about our individual products. I'm going to go over the Klymit, the insulated static V-Lite. The most important things to me in this are the R value, which is a 4.4 on this one, and the weight. The weight is 564 grams, which is 19.9 ounces on this one.
This will be the first time we're going to use the Nemo Tensor on an upcoming trip. This is the one on my family trip coming up. I've been using a pad that had an R value of a 1.4. So real quick, if any of you have done your research or not, the new standard rating isn't just a temperature rating for pads, it's the R value. The lower the R value, the less heat it's going to retain or reflect within your body as you sleep on it. The higher the R value, the more it's going to keep you comfy and warm. A 1.4 in a 20-degree nighttime is not going to keep you, but something like that, that's going to be like a 4.4, or the Nemo, that's rated at a 3.5 R value, is going to help keep you warm. And some of the differences between the pad, not just the R value, but in weight also, usability, comfort, sound. The pads have that weird paper sound sometimes at night, or is it cushioning? And there's a lot of videos out there to discuss the different pads, but again, it's all about your preference. What do you feel like you want to carry? What do you feel like you want to use? And I'm excited to use this one, and excited to see the difference between the two right now.
Side by side.
So the first thing we're going to notice is, with it being deflated, laying flat, the Klymit is definitely going to give you more space versus the Tensor. Now the Tensor comes in a few different sizes. This is a standard regular Tensor. You can get a long, you can get a wide, you can get a petite. They have different choices there for you. But again, the first thing to look at is the insulated static V-Lite here. If you're a little person like me, I'm a little guy compared to Brian, this is actually a pretty good size and width. I generally don't travel too much when I sleep, but comfort is where we're looking to do, especially keep us warm in those unexpected cool nights. So let's get these inflated and see how they feel.
So right here on the static V, we have an inflate and then a deflate. If you want to deflate it, you flip it over and then it deflates. And so this way, when you're blowing the air in, air's not coming out when you're trying to blow up your mattress.
The Nemo Tensor has got a pretty innovative system that some of the other ones do. They've got an airbag. So you remove the top piece here and you connect the bag, and you're going to let it lock in. And instead of huffing and puffing after that long day of hike, you can use the vortex system where when you air up the bag, it sucks the air in. You give it a push, the bag starts to air up.
You use your forearms a lot more with this one, but this one, you use your puffer a little bit more. I feel a little bit lightheaded, but you can see easily that this one inflates to a lot higher depth, and that gives you more of a cushion, and it's definitely a lot more cushiony than this one. There's some gaps here where it's just plain, where there's no air pockets, you can see there, but the air pulls in here as well to give you more insulation. But this one is a continuous, you can see there's pockets in here as well, and it's that air that helps keep you warm. But this one is definitely going to give you more padding than Nemo is. Once they're blown up, they're actually the same length, and let's stack them on top of each other.
Oh, almost the same way.
The static V is just a little bit wider, but they're pretty darn close once they're all blown out. And so you're actually going to get the same sleeping pattern, the same sleeping size. Alright, so nice and comfortable. I've slept on this many times, and so it is comfortable. One thing that I'll notice is when you do sit up, you sink all the way to the bottom because the air displaces. I'm curious to see how this one works. You can feel the air displacing this one as well, so that's something that you're just going to get with air mattresses, but you definitely are a lot loftier on this one. This one supports you a lot more along the length of the entire body.
I'm trying to climb it. Now, I've never laid on the Klymit before. When I was doing some research and checking around, the Klymit kind of caught my eye and I never picked it up. I happened to come across a good deal at Costco, and how Costco is. I pass up a good deal at Costco. So let me try this for the first time. Yeah. Not bad. It's not too bad. You can hear that sound, that crinkle sound. I'm excited to... Oh, can you hear that? Listen. There's this pretty good difference in sound. So it depends on who you're going with. I know my wife doesn't like a lot of noises, so the difference in sound is gonna help out because she likes to move while she sleeps. Oh yeah, you can tell. You can definitely tell a difference.
Yeah, a lot more loft.
Yeah,
A lot more cushiony.
it feels like it distributes just a little bit better than the V. Because when you move on here, it doesn't quite go to the ground as fast. Oh yes. You can turn it off. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
And so this is one of those things again where you kind of get what you pay for. The Klymit has a little bit better R value, and the Klymit runs, I checked this morning, is about $70 on Amazon.
The Nemo, I picked it up from the REI store at $159.99, and this is the regular. Comes in at 15 ounces, and that includes the bag. And depending on how you want to carry, if you want to carry, if you want to carry within the sack, or if you want to just use the strap, you've got some alternative ways to do it. So really, you know, what is your budget? How do you want to get there, and how do you progressively want to change? You know, if you're a little weekend warrior and wants to go backpacking every once in a while, absolutely, the Klymit's a great buy. Even my Costco one I got for $30 at Costco, and it helped get our foot into backpacking and using it. And now we use those for our regular camping trips. We use cots and whatnot. But yeah, this is a great for the value. Absolutely, without question.
It's a great value buy. The Nemo is definitely more advanced.
You know, as a backpacker, you got to figure out, you know, how deep do you want to? How deep is the rabbit hole go? And when it comes to backpacking, it can get pretty deep. But the bottom line is, buy it and get out there. Period. You know, you can progressively get better. Just get out there. Just get out there. Period.